Hello, welcome back to this channel. I hope you are doing well. So you've gotten your teaching credentials, your master's degrees, all those certificates from this PD courses you've completed, your teaching licenses, yet no international school is calling you back. Sounds familiar? Today, I'm going to talk about what most teachers don't realize. Credentials do open the door, but they don't get you in the room. Let's talk about what really does. If this is the first time you are watching me, welcome to this channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. My name is David. I'm from Ghana. I've been teaching for the past 13 years in Ghana, Vietnam, and currently I'm in Indonesia. Let's be clear, credentials do matter. They open doors. They actually give you credibility and tell your potential employers that you meet certain standards. In fact, when you have certain credentials, you get so many hits on your LinkedIn profile. How many of you do get these notifications that your profile was viewed by a number of recruiters, a number of people? In fact, I've gotten so many LinkedIn DMs due to people watching my credentials on LinkedIn, and then they thought I'm a good fit for positions they have opened in their outfits. So credentials do matter, but like I mentioned earlier, they do open the door, but they don't get you in the room. And in this video, I will try to clarify what really gets you the job. 1, your experience and classroom impact. So you have all these certificates, your master's degrees, all the certificates from the PD courses, your teaching license, you have AI certificate from Canva, you're a certified Google you are a Google certified educator. You understand? You have all these certificates. They are good. But schools want to see what you can use your knowledge for, not just that you have this certificate or not just that you have this knowledge. So what impact are you getting your knowledge to do in the schools you've taught at or in the school you are currently in? See, the schools want to see the impact, not just that you hold or you've occupied these positions. If you say you've been teaching for the past 12 years, what impact, what credible evidence can you use to say that this is the impact you've had during the number of years that you said you've been teaching in a particular school? So one of the things I normally say, which has happened, I always tell my potential employers that the first IGCSE students that I prepared in Vietnam in 2001, there were 36, and 100% of them passed the IGCSE biology exam, and 72% of them had either A star or an A. These are tangible impacts that you can convey to your potential employers. So it's not just about the certificates you have, but what impacts have you had with those knowledge or those certificates or those credentials that you've written in your CV? 2, interview readiness and confidence. Many teachers freeze during interviews. It's happened to everyone. When I started interviewing for international school jobs in the early stages of my career, it happened to me. I froze during certain interviews, but I've come to realize that just like with everything, interview confidence improves when you continue to practice interview skills and when you continue to do a lot of interviews. And from experience, I believe that as a teacher, you should be concerned about these things when you go to an interview. You should be concerned about the content knowledge, the subject you teach. How good are you at the subject you teach? You should be concerned about pedagogical skills. How do you differentiate your lessons? How do you do assessment for learning, assessment of learning? How do you manage your classroom? How do you create meaningful relationships with your students, with your colleagues, with families? You should be concerned about communicating this to your interviewers, and this will just show that you are very confident and you are adequately prepared for the interview. And then of course, before you go to the interview, you make sure you do research about the school you are interviewing with. This will just tell them that you are prepared. So just do the research and then prepare adequately for the interview, and then just consider it as somebody you're having a conversation with. I've realized that whenever I consider the interview as a casual conversation with somebody I just first met, in most cases the interviews, they go smoothly. So yeah, think about that. 3, cultural adaptability. You know, international schools are looking for teachers who can thrive in diverse classrooms. I'm a science teacher, and when you go to the interview, they want to find out how you teach science using English to students from very diverse backgrounds. And sometimes I look back at my career and I just feel proud of myself because I do teach science to students from different backgrounds in the same classroom. How I do it, I would say it's magical. That's not the point in this video. But the point here is that if you're able to convey to your potential employers that you can thrive in such classrooms and you've thrived in such classrooms, the likelihood of you getting the job is very high. So think about skills that allow you to teach concepts or subjects or topics to students from diverse backgrounds. You think about different teaching methods that will be able to meet the students at the different levels of their English language proficiency and at the different levels of their academic prowess. So yeah, think about these things. Think about how you convey the message, and it will get you closer to your next or your first international school job. In all these examples and preparedness that I've mentioned, especially this cultural adaptability stuff, make sure you have evidence to back up your story. You understand? Make sure you have tangible evidence to demonstrate that you really know what you're talking about. When it comes to cultural adaptability, I only talk about one thing: jollof, Ghana jollof. I'm sorry if you're from Nigeria, but Ghana jollof is the best. Today is not the time for us to argue, but the point here is that I did jollof party with my students back in Vietnam. I actually did it twice. The first time was a hit, and the students from popular request, they requested again, and I did it the last time before I left my last school in Vietnam. Prior to that, I taught balanced diet to one of my year groups, and I asked my students to go look for foods in Vietnam that could be used or that could be served as balanced diet. They did their research, and I also talked about Ghana jollof. So when I explained Ghana jollof, what is used in making Ghana jollof, my students were curious and they wanted to taste Ghana jollof. So I made it happen. I prepared jollof and I did jollof party for them, and then it was a hit. Some of the students packaged some of the food home. Their parents were asking for recipes and all that, So this is a clear example of a teacher who is culturally sensitive, of a teacher who is culturally adaptive, of a teacher who is culturally prepared to teach in any international school. The last point I would like to talk about in this video is character and consistency. Schools hire people, they don't hire certificates. So definitely they'll be talking with your references to find out how your work ethics are. Are you very lazy? Are you somebody who is very professional at his work? When it comes to safeguarding, have you had any safeguarding issues in your past work? Do you take your work seriously? Are you very diligent at what you do? They will ask them. Make sure that wherever you've worked at, you do not burn any bridges. Of course, you would have to be a very good teacher in order for your previous schools to say very good things about you. So make sure that wherever you are, you exhibit very good character, you exhibit professionalism, you exhibit somebody who is culturally sensitive, and then you have evidence to back up all these things. And always remember that these international schools, they will have a chat with your references to confirm if what they are saying is true or not. So think about character, and always remember, schools don't hire certificates, they hire people. I don't want this video to be long. I am very sure you have so many points that you can add up to what I've already mentioned in this video as to what gets you the job and not just about the credentials. But I need to mention here in this video that sometimes you can have all the credentials, you can have all the confidence, you can have all the skills, you can have all the backup stories, or you can have all the evidence to back up the stories that you keep saying at interviews, and you still don't get the job. Sometimes you don't just get the interview. Sometimes people see you at the interview and the tone of their voices change. It's fine, it's normal. Sometimes you just don't get a job because of systemic bias. It's normal. It's happening to me. It happens to me. And I'm not bashing these schools that don't hire you because of the color of your skin, because you're a non-native English speaker, because you hold a passport from a certain country. I just don't care, because I know there are schools out there that really don't care about the color of your skin, but they really care about your competence, your impact, and your credibility, your cultural adaptability. These are the schools I will advocate you look for. Sometimes you apply for jobs and you even exceed the minimum requirement of these jobs, and after some few weeks you see management in these schools advertising for these jobs again, and then you ask yourself, didn't they see my application or anything? They don't even acknowledge your application. But again, you don't have to be worried about such schools. It's only telling you that this school or this place is not a very good environment for you. You just move on. It's fine. The fact that some people don't see the value in you doesn't mean that you are worthless. Keep looking and you'll find who actually values you. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, I would appreciate you share this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about what I've talked about in this video? Just drop your comments in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate you subscribe. You hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload, you'll be notified. Until my next video, you take care. Bye bye.